Leading up to the 2024 election, polls from several trusted sources showed the race between President-elect Donald Trump and Vice President Kamala Harris as a toss-up in critical battleground states. After President-elect Trump secured all 7 battleground states, many wondered where polls missed the mark and if they were a reliable way to judge an election. Political science and international affairs major Michel says polling data is a representation of a single moment in time, and it's important to keep in mind external factors when judging the data.
Polling data isn't actually a great description of predicting elections. It's more of a snapshot. And the biggest thing to account for in polling data is what externalities can affect the entirety of the nation, or if it's a local area, or state, or any form of the federalist system.
Dr. Jeffrey Griffin, a lecturer of political science and public affairs at the University of Nevada, Reno, says that a lot of the differences in data come from human error.
Humans are incomplete information processors, and we are bound by our emotional and cognitive limitations at all times. If that determines how much information we're able to process at any given moment in time, it's absolutely going to affect us during election cycles.
According to Michel, many of the systems that political scientists use to predict an election were not accurate this past election cycle. One of these systems, the 13 Keys to the Presidency, is a checklist of qualifiers predicting whether or not an incumbent is likely to win an election. According to the Harvard Data Science Review, Harris held 9 of the 13 qualifiers and was overwhelmingly expected to win. According to Michel, this is likely to affect how political scientists look at these variables in the future. Dr. Griffin says looking at circumstances outside of an election and polling data could help people to better understand an election's outcome.
For years, political scientists have argued that in order to win the American presidency, one must be perceived as someone that you're willing to get a beer with. I'm unsure that the Democratic Party had captured the power of relatability.
And Michel adds that when in an election cycle you're looking at polling data can affect how accurate it ends up being.
Whenever it comes to polling data, don't take it too serious, especially early on in an election. Normally they become more accurate as you approach the end.
Reporting for the University of Nevada, Reno, Gwenyth Fahrney.